Today, the global vegan food industry is over $50.3 billion and is growing at a compound annual growth rate of over 18%. The estimated numbers suggest that by 2027, the entire vegan food market would be valued at over $91.9 billion. And a few million morons are vouching for veganism without knowing that it will cost them their lives in the long run, and without knowing that they are the reason that eventuates in more global warming than people with non-vegan diets. Even during flight journeys, we are advised to help ourselves before helping others. This is not just for the flight journey, but is an important life lesson, and veganism is a topic that fits perfectly in the statement because veganism is widely defined as a morally driven and environmentally conscious lifestyle choice. But it is really not for everybody, and before choosing veganism to protect the environment, you must make sure the diet suits your health requirements, because taking care of the environment over your own life will not make you a responsible human being and rather prove you a stupid one. Since the beginning of time, humans have been omnivorous creatures. Yes, with evolution, a lot of things changed and we became the alpha of the food chain. But throughout this journey of evolution, human beings continued their omnivorous diet as it was the ultimate diet that fulfilled all dietary needs of a human body and provided it with most energy. Humans have been hunter-gatherers and humans have been farmers. We have eaten other animals and we have consumed fruits, vegetables, herbs, etc. And a mix of both has helped us the most health-wise. But the mindset, society, and a lot of other things changed after the idea of veganism was introduced somewhere around 1944. There are conspiracies and undisclosed studies that openly claimed that the vegan diet was introduced with the propaganda to limit the consumption of meat, as with increasing population, the demand for food was increasing, and as the basic staple diet of the West has always been around meat, the supply was not enough. Hence, few genius minds came together and introduced veganism and marketed it as a healthier diet option. However, it didn't really create an impact in society until a decade ago, when veganism rose to fame with celebrities and popular personalities endorsing it. Veganism soon became a trend for the elite and upper classes and was seen as an aspirational concept by the wider audience. And as aspiration kicked in, vegan diets became quite popular among the masses. Eventually, it became a trend, a cool quotient, and a matter of intellect, social responsibility, and vocism rather than just a diet. And just like people jump on a trend as it comes without giving a thought, something similar happened with the idea of veganism. Hence the concerning, unjustified craze for veganism. It is true that the direct carbon footprint is lesser when you follow a vegan diet, but this less is indirectly more. As animal farms for meat and everything can be created anywhere, but growing vegetables and fruits requires a special kind of weather, which is limited to only a few places with that certain kind of environment and weather. And then, to fulfill the demands of vegetables and fruits, they are to be transported to different locations, which results in more greenhouse gas emissions. De facto, the amount of water, air and soil pollution is nowhere hidden, as certain plants require a lot of water than others, and to keep the supply ongoing, the crops are to be cultivated over and over again. And all of this process is not only water extensive, but demands quality fertile soil. But the challenge with fertile soil is more complicated, as with over-cultivation, the fertility of the soil degrades with time. But to keep the cultivation running, fertilizers, etc. is used, which degrades the land faster, leading to soil pollution and also poisons the food grown on that land. Avocado is a superfood for the vegans, but it is also one of the fruits that, when irrigated, consume a lot of water, and big avocado farms have been the reason for water scarcity in its surrounding areas. The strawberry farms in Florida are equally water-consuming and has led to the drop in groundwater levels in the state and have depleted uncountable wells. Veganism is also a reason for mass deforestation, as to make space to build farmlands, thousands of trees are cut down, which results in land pollution and eventuates in warmer temperatures and, of course, global warming. The processed vegan food plants are another reason for water and air pollution in the surrounding areas, as the extra refining or processing of food is neither healthy nor is suitable for the environment, but the demand is increasing, and so is the processed vegan meat substitutes. Veganism is also a reason for decrease in farm grazing by animals, As less the number of animal farms, less is farm grazing in those areas. The whole of Earth is not suitable for farming, and a lot of places have a successful ecosystem because of grazing animals. But if animals are not produced due to lack of demand, no grazing will take place, leading to land and soil degradation. Now, to talk about the biggest evil, soy. Soy is the crop that has been the reason for the deforestation of Amazon, disturbing the ecosystem of rural tribal communities and creating an inequality in the society as well. The farms are even put on fire for soy farming that also leads to loss in wildlife and air pollution. The deforestation drive in South America is extensively because of soy farming, whereas studies show that if veganism was to be eradicated from society, the overall carbon dioxide emissions caused by the global food market would drop by 16%. Veganism is at its peak currently. More and more people are opting for vegan diet as a lifestyle choice. But the flag bearers of veganism will never tell you about the potential problems of choosing a vegan diet apart from its environmental damages. There are multiple scientifically proven drawbacks of a vegan diet. High risk of vitamin B12 deficiency. B12 is an essential vitamin and is very critical for life. It is only available from animals and is not found in plants. Only a certain kind of algae has minor traces of B12, but it isn't available widely and is not sufficient for the demand. It is additionally very expensive to extract and consume, and this is why there are studies that shows 92% of vegans suffer from major vitamin B12 deficiency. Increased risk of depression and other mental disorders. The vegan diet follows a rise in omega-6. That is because of the high consumption of vegetable oils and nuts, and as vegan diet omits the consumption of fish and fish oil, a sudden drop in omega-3 fatty acids are observed in vegan individuals, and this makes them more prone to depression and other mental disorders. Akin to vitamin B12, certain kinds of algae do contain omega-3, but the process of finding it and buying it is a matter of extra money. So a vegan must intake dietary supplements to fulfill all the nutritional needs. Anti-nutrients in plant-based diets. When an individual chooses veganism as his primary lifestyle choice, he or she excludes all kinds of animal-based proteins and dairy products. And all these nutrients are replaced by complete plant-based protein sources, also known as legumes. Legumes are undoubtedly a great source of protein, but the issue is its anti-nutritional contents such as phytates and lectin. These two evils result in a condition called leaky gut due to an increase in intestinal permeability, hormonal imbalance and iron deficiency. Vegan diet is usually iron deficient in nature, and the iron we consume from plants are of low heme, which is not usually absorbed properly. And as a vegan diet is majorly dependent on soy, which is the biggest evil that causes hormonal imbalances. Processed meat substitutes. The vegan food market is highly abundant with lab-grown processed meat substitutes that are equally just bad for your health. One more problem with veganism is the people who follow it are delusional to a point and consider themselves superior. The masquerade doesn't just stop there. Vegans leave no stone unturned to poke and bully other people who are not into veganism. According to vegans, if somebody is an animal lover, he or she must be vegan. If somebody cares for the environment, they must follow vegan diet. If somebody wants to be morally correct and close to God, veganism is the right path, and hundreds of other such myths blow around societies. Without knowing the actual facts and without considering that every diet is not for everyone, vegans want everybody to turn vegans, and that is the most toxic culture that can be promoted. Vegan diet is undoubtedly expensive and is not for the poor or middle class. And as nature has made human being an omnivorous creature, it is better we do not mess with the nature, because the results have never been favorable whenever we stood at the verge of man versus nature. Veganism should strictly be looked at one of the diet options and nothing superior. Veganism should be a choice depending upon the nutritional needs of a person, rather not be imposed upon somebody. There should not be any kind of bullying, moral policing or poking and mockery for not being a vegan. Remember, vegans are no saints and are responsible for 16% more carbon dioxide emissions than non-vegans.